What's good, everybody? Coming off that bye week feeling refreshed and ready to go? You know, it's crazy how people were panicking during the bye week like the season was over or something. Meanwhile, we actually moved up to the number 5 seed while we weren't even playing. That victim mentality, man, I'm telling you. Some folks were watching the Texans game and somehow threw a loss on us just from watching another team play. Like, what? Here's the thing you got to understand about the NFL this year. It's week to week, bro. There are no guaranteed wins for anybody. You have to line up and play football every single Sunday. We know our weaknesses, we know our strengths, and when we talk about getting a win, we're talking about our guys executing those strengths and minimizing those weaknesses. Our weaknesses, penalties, and turnovers. We cannot dig ourselves out of holes because we don't have an offensive line capable enough to allow us to play from behind and come back in convincing fashion when we're down more than 10 points. Additionally, and this is a big factor too, we might not have the play calling that allows us to come back from being down 10 plus points. But let me tell you something. We're 7-4 right now, number 2 in the division, just 2 games behind the Broncos. We got 6 games left, and we still have to play the Broncos head-to-head. We won 7 games with this offensive line, bro. 1 game, we got our butts kicked defensively, and that was against the Jaguars. 3 games, our mistakes cost us. So yeah, I know everybody's down on the offensive line, but you still got a capable defense. And if you actually watch the games, the line is moving the ball. It's just when we get inside the 30-yard line, man, we mentally don't make it happen. I'm telling you, we have a phenomenal chance at winning this division still. Taking it 1 game at a time. The Broncos still got the Chiefs to play again. We're 1 game ahead of the Chiefs right now. They're 6-6, we're 7-4. But here's where it gets really interesting with the playoff picture. So we're sitting at that 5th spot right now with our 7-4 record, tied with the Jaguars at 6th and the Bills at 7th. In week 33, 3 games have been played so far that really impacted our situation. First was Packers versus Lions, but that's irrelevant to us because it's a different conference. Then you had Chiefs versus Cowboys, and man, that was the important one. The Cowboys actually won that game 31-28. Before that game, the Chiefs were 6-5 and sitting in 10th place in the playoff race. After that loss, their record dropped to 6-6, but weirdly, their playoff spot actually improved to 9th place because of what happened in the Ravens-Bengals game. But listen, I consider that Chiefs loss the final nail in the coffin for them. They're 6-6 now, and their remaining schedule is difficult as hell. Technically, they're out of the playoff race, which is a major upset when you think about it. From 2019 to 2024, they reached the Super Bowl 5 times and won 3 of them. Now look at them. Here's the beautiful part. We already beat the Chiefs once this season. Their current performance gives us real hope that we can beat them again when we play them. And if we beat the Chiefs again, we basically confirm our spot in the playoffs right there. That's huge, man. The 3rd game in week 33 so far was Bengals versus Ravens. The Ravens' record was 6-11 before that game, and they were leading their division. Everybody thought it was going to be an easy win for the Ravens because of the Bengals' condition and performance, but somehow they lost. Now the Ravens dropped back to 10th position below the Chiefs with a 6-6 record. Meanwhile, the Steelers were 6-11 at 8th position before, but now they're division champions at 4th place. The Steelers being in 4th place is kind of ignorable for us because they're in another division and every divisional champion has to qualify for the playoffs anyway. But when the Ravens were leading their division, the Steelers were actually a threat to us. Now with the Ravens losing, that threat is reduced. So here's where we stand. We're at 5th spot with 7-4. We absolutely must win our next game against the Raiders so we can improve to 8-4 and keep our playoff position intact. There are other games in week 33 that matter too. Jaguars versus Titans should be an easy win for the Jaguars, but their win could be dangerous for our playoff spot since we're tied with them right now. The Bills versus Steelers game is also crucial because the Bills are 7-4 just like us. If the Bills win, they will improve their ranking in the playoff race. But for us, we need the Steelers to win. That gives us 2 benefits. First, the Bills' record stays at 7-5 and they stay behind us. Second, the Steelers improve their position in their division, which keeps the Ravens out of the playoff race, and the Ravens are another threat to us. Bottom line, if we keep winning our own games, we safely go to the playoffs. It would be ideal if we finish the regular season with a 5th or 6th spot in the playoff race because that means we're a real playoff contender and we can give tough competition to everybody else. Now let's talk about this Raiders. This is a rivalry game, man. Ain't nothing trap about this. You can't have a trap game at home. Last week when we had the bye, that would have been the trap game if we were playing and got our teeth kicked in. But this is straight up rivalry football. The Raiders are coming off getting destroyed by the Browns. And I'm telling you right now, we're not getting those Raiders that showed up last week. They know this is a rivalry game. They know they can lower our chances of a playoff berth. They're going to come out and give us everything they have got. This is their Super Bowl, bro. Plus, they want payback because we already spanked them once this season. They're going to play their best football of the year against us. That's just how rivalry games work. Keenan Allen hates the Raiders, man. His energy when he plays them is just different. He gets it. He's been there long enough to understand what this rivalry means. You see what he did to him in week 2? That beautiful touchdown catch where he had Moss on them? I'm hoping we see Geno Smith throwing interceptions to the guys in blue. I want to see 2 to 3 picks from Geno. Actually, I want to see 5. I want every time they're going to get Geno out of there that night. And Diane Henley, man, you know number 52 is mad he didn't finish the last game against them. He's going to remind them who they traded away. Jamari Sallier hates the Raiders too. You saw what he did to them this year in week 2 with that touchdown catch. Now, the coaching situation with the Raiders, I heard they're looking at Jesse Minter as a coach next year. He's not going to take that job, man. Why would you take an organization like that? They'll be on their head constantly and he'll get fired quickly. He'd be out of the league. Last year, they could have gotten the number 1 pick, but they decided to beat the Saints. That was just idiotic. Why would you win that game when you could play for the number 1 draft pick? They could have had Cam Ward and he probably would have salvaged their season. They probably have a better season than what they got with Cam Ward at the helm. The Raiders' D-line doesn't even chase the ball anymore. I hope they keep playing like that. I hope we get the worst version of the Raiders, but I know that's not realistic. It's a rivalry game, and they're coming to town to try to ruin our playoff hopes. It's going to be a good game whether I want it to be or not. We cannot overlook them. We got to take every opponent from here on out seriously. On our side, it's great to see Omarion Hampton back practicing. I saw his video on social media practicing, and he looked like he lost about 5 pounds. He looks lighter and faster, moving better. Having him back is huge for whatever remnants of the running game we have. Whether it's Hampton or Vidal on a big run, we need that ground game going. The offensive line situation is what it is. Jim Harbaugh came out today and said the interior line is staying the same. Number 75, Becton, they're in the game. They had Slayer playing left tackle and Pipkins playing right tackle. That's the line going into Sunday. You just got to deal with 75 at center. I would put Andre James at center if I had my choice. Slayer at left tackle, Pipkins at left guard, James at center, Bobby Hart at right tackle. That would be my line. But it is what it is. Look, I think we can win 4 out of the next 6 games, being honest. I want us to win 6 out of 6, but realistically, 4 out of 6 gets us there. 4 out of 6 means we're controlling our destiny, and week to week, the dynamics are going to change. There's still a Broncos-Chiefs game to be played that'll impact this one way or another. We still got to play the Chiefs, ourselves. We still got to play the Broncos. While I definitely want to go 6-0, we can't look ahead. We got to stay even-keeled and look at it week to week, reassess every week, and see what needs to happen. Bolt up.